Hey, what's up? I'm Kyle, and I'm going to be reviewing Passive Channels by Jordan Mackey. Jordan Mackey teaches people how to make faceless YouTube channels. Great business model because I am always for business models where you have to put the work in up front and then you reap the rewards for years after. All right, it's kind of like building a house, an asset, whether it's in the real world or digital. But like when you're building a house, you spend that money and effort to build the house, and then you get to rent it out for the rest of your life, right? Same with online assets. You could build faceless YouTube channels, or you could build affiliate marketing blogs, and they sit there and do the work for you after for years to come. I do a similar thing where I build out a website and I rent it out to business owners, and I'll explain that more later in the video. But passive YouTube channels is a great business model because you could outsource so much of it to very inexpensive people, either on Fiverr or a VA team that you put together, and they could just be pumping out edited faceless channels, faceless content every single day, and you don't have to do anything, and it doesn't cost very much, and the return on that is great because YouTube pays out very well for high view count videos. There's not a ton of overhead if you're going to do a lot of it yourself at the beginning. It's a great business model to get into because you really don't have to spend a whole lot at the beginning. If you have no money, creating a faceless YouTube channel is a great thing to get started on. And Jordan Mackey has a great reputation online. He's one of the originators teaching people faceless channels, and he's got a huge community. But I've taken like a ton of courses online, different business models, and I really have stuck with one, which is the renting to business owners, which I'll talk about in a second, renting websites to business owners. But there are two things I always tell people to look out for in a course. Before you sign up for a course, watch the course creators' videos on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, and make sure they communicate in a way that you comprehend, because if you have to sit there and watch 20 hours of their content and you're not vibing with their teaching style, you're going to struggle, and it's going to be a miserable experience. You want to make sure that they're good talkers and somewhat entertaining, right? Then, number two, you want to make sure they have an online community of some sort, whether it's on Discord or Facebook or something, because you're going to have so many questions along the way, and the course creator is not going to have time to answer those questions for you all the time. So you're going to want to ask other community members to get those questions answered quickly so you can move along faster. Because courses are great because they reduce the amount of time you have to spend learning. Because if you piece together these business models on your own, it could take you a long time, and you'll probably give up because you won't have made $1 within a year. But anyways, let me just tell you a little bit about what I do. I build online assets and rent them out to business owners. And the way that works is I'll build a website for a specific service, right? So let's say pool services in Waco, Texas, right? So I don't own a pool company, but you don't have to own a pool company to make a website about pool services, right? So I build a website in Waco, Texas called poolserviceswaco.com, right? Just an example, I don't own that site. Once I buy that domain, I build out the site with 1 to 5 pages. Content doesn't have to be crazy. You just have to have a good amount of word count on there. And once that website starts ranking and people start seeing it, anytime they start typing into Google, pool services Waco, Texas, they start calling the phone number that I have on my website. This is a little phone number that I buy from a website called CallRail that I could control who the calls are forwarded to. It's very simple. Don't overthink it. It's just called a tracking phone number. So once people start calling that phone number, I find an actual pool company in Waco, Texas, who is willing to pay me a flat monthly fee to take all these phone calls that come through my website. I work out a deal anywhere between $500 and $2,000 a month, depending on the call volume that I'm sending them. But once I've done that upfront work of building the website, getting it ranked, and finding a business owner, every month after that is really just running a credit card. And these websites last, I've been doing this for 5 years, and I still have all my sites, and I would say 90% of them are still getting tons of calls, and most of them are rented out. I would say maybe 90% of them are rented out to business owners. I have over 100 sites. It's changed my life, this business model, because it's really doable. It's not complicated. SEO might sound like a complicated term, but it's just basically content and backlinks. Very simple stuff. But if you have questions about the business model I do, I have my email in the description. I also have a link to a course that I endorse. There are a lot of videos in that link that'll explain it better than I am right now, and it breaks it down very well. So I recommend you check out that link. Email me if you have any questions. But other than that, if you're going to go the Faceless YouTube channel, I definitely endorse Jordan Mackey's course. He's got a great reputation, and it's a great business model if you want to get into that. All right, good luck on your Making Money Online journey. This has been a review of Passive Channels by Jordan Mackey.